What's up, guys? My name is Christian.
Josh.
And this is trtboxing.
Alright, today we're doing the Kessler versus Andre Ward aftermath, and Carlos isn't here because he had a job to do. It was a good fight. It was an exciting fight. This is his first round of the Super 6 tournament. This was Kessler was the favorite for the whole tournament. Andre Ward was the top American prospect, and it turned out to be just an amazing fight for Ward. He was able to effectively stay away from Kessler completely, pretty much. Kessler couldn't land any big shots. He couldn't get his rhythm. It seemed like he was always either too far away or he was too close, so that he couldn't get any of his shots off. And Ward, he just had an amazing game plan for that night, and he dominated the fight.
I know a lot of people had Ward winning maybe by decision. Maybe Kessler hurting Ward sometime in there and Kessler taking a TKO. Well, but no one expected Ward to take such a big decision. Carlos actually had his prediction was Ward by TKO in 7th. And there was some time in there where we actually thought, man, Carlos might actually get this right. Even after there were people leaving comments saying that Carlos had no idea what he was talking about. But then again, no one expected Ward to dominate this good. I think it mainly speed, the jab, and I guess just the ability to stay away from pretty much everything Kessler threw at Ward, or for Ward to stay away from everything. I mean, he moved when he needed to move. He threw his jabs and his cross when he needed to. And if you look at their faces right afterwards, Ward had nothing on him. I mean, Kessler rarely landed anything on Ward. What else? The other thing was, and then the headbutts. You want to say something about that?
The headbutts, Kessler complained about them, but they were bad headbutts. Both of them were instances where Ward led with his head. The first one he swinging to the side, the second one he jumped in, but they didn't affect the fight. They didn't affect the outcome of the fight.
Well, that's because he's saying that because Kessler made it look at the end when they interviewed him that
he said it was a big factor in the decision.
He said
how the fight played out, but it wasn't. They had him late. I think the first one that caused the KO was in the 8th round. The next one I think was in the 9th or the 10th. And the 10th round, the second one was the one that was the cause of the stoppage. That's why I went to the scorecards. Then he complained about the referee holding, which I thought about that because I was thinking about that in the beginning because in the Frock-Durrell fight, Frock was the one that was trying to complain to the ref about punching while holding. But it's a fight. You can't sit there and complain to the ref when you're in the middle of a fight. You can't just stop and hold. Punch out. That's what you're supposed to do.
It's true. It's like if they just run in there, hold, and they expect just everything to stop when they're holding, like trying to get away from the trouble instantly when you hold. So you hold, the fight stops. And I know there were some times that maybe the ref should have stopped it a little earlier. I mean the holding, but I didn't see that as a trouble. I do know that's a problem, but I do know there were some of the. Ward did go in there with his head forward, and I mean I know the first headbutt, okay. The second one was a little funky just because he did go in there full force with his head forward. I'm not saying he did it on purpose, but
I think it was more just his style of trying to get inside and hug him up so Kessler can't get his punches off in the middle. So he just, instead of trying to punch and get in, he would jump in, and that's Kessler would start swinging punches, and Ward would get his head up in there. So it wasn't a dirty tactic by Ward or anything. It was just a great performance by him. He had a great strategy coming in. He knew that Kessler was not good on inside, and Kessler just didn't prepare for that.
He just, going back to the headbutts and the holding, I think one of the main, you could sometime later in the rounds, I saw a couple of very sloppy shots from Kessler. I think it was big lefts. I want to say left. Big left hooks.
That was amazing.
and very sloppy, and you could tell that was just because of how frustrated Kessler was getting, probably because of the holding and everything. But still, they were not landing at all. Like I said, Ward was really succeeding at staying away from everything that Kessler threw at him. Scorecard-wise, I think I only gave Kessler 1 round, and I could have given Kessler. I was trying to remember this. The fifth. I think the fifth. Fourth or fifth. I could have given Kessler that one, which I said when I saw that, I said, oh well, maybe this one could have gone either way. I still gave it to Ward because Ward landed more shots in there, but I think Kessler looked pretty good then. And then the other round that I gave him was the one we both gave him. It's a later round. I want to say 8th, something like that. But besides that, he just got dominated.
And to the stoppage, it was a good stoppage. I mean, Kessler wouldn't do anything that showed he could still, take over the fight. I mean, he needed a knockout to win. He still wasn't landing anything, even though Ward was, jumping in there, and he was getting a little sloppy towards the end. His stamina looked amazing, which I was extremely impressed by. It's going to be a hard thing to overcome for anybody in the Super 6 tournament. But yeah, Kessler, he didn't display that he could change his style, which was something I was surprised by. Because you must have just been Ward's his strategy and the way he worked it, the speed, the way he jumped away when Kessler attacked. He couldn't get out of it, and I agree with the stoppage. I mean, the cuts weren't horrible that he couldn't see, so his eyes looked clear, but it was a good stoppage.
You did bring something up though. That even though it got stopped and Kessler wasn't getting any better, it still looked like Kessler still had some power in him where he could have still maybe gotten a lucky shot or a clean shot somewhere in there and maybe I don't want to say turn the fight around, but maybe I guess
it wouldn't have turned the fight around.
And it was completely knocked him out, knocked Ward out. But
that's the only chance he would have had.
But then again, because Ward was actually getting sloppy sometime in the later rounds. I'm guessing Ward was just looking for the knockout, and then Kessler was starting to land a little more, but then that cut didn't help at all. And Ward definitely proved to everyone that he's top of the tournament. I mean, just seeing his performance right now, I don't know who can keep up with him at this moment.
Right now, it's just, in my eyes, it's going to be Abraham with his power versus Ward. I still think Durrell is the top guy because I had him over Frock, which we didn't get to do an aftermath video for that, but I had him winning that fight. Frock and Kessler's next. We'll do a video on it. So, yeah, we'll see, but look forward to our Williams versus Martinez video, and got a couple other oddball videos coming up.
Yeah. Well, thank you for watching.
Thank you.